What's poppin', friends and fam? I'm Lukey, and I'm glad you're here for this episode of iCraft SMP Season 4, this tunnel project. I'm loving it so far. In the last episode, we made this entrance, and it looks beautiful, and in today's episode, I want to start decorating the inside. So let's get right on into it. I really should have got a little bit prepared off camera. Let me put some blocks in my inventory. Alright, this is what I have on me right now. It's not all the blocks that I'm going to be using for this design, but I think the best way to do this would be to do like the basic version first, and then try to improve it by adding in the details later. I only made like a small segment of it in a creative world. Definitely isn't like to the same scale that this tunnel is. So I know like what the wall's gonna look like, and I know what the details are gonna look like, but I don't know where the details are gonna be. That's why I'm gonna start with making a the most basic version of this wall, which is dark oak wood there, 2 strips of dark oak, and upside down stair. That's not right. Oh, by the way, I have a silk touch pick now. So off camera, I haven't done too much. I went mining slightly. I didn't even find any diamonds. I found some lapis and some redstone and some coal and some iron, but no diamonds, unfortunately. But off camera, I spent some time at JSM's base because I found that he has a villager with a silk touch trade. So I stayed over there, I traded a bunch of guys some paper for some emeralds, and I managed to get myself a silk touch book, and I put it on this pickaxe and I named it Milk. Milk the silk touch pick. So I don't know what I'm gonna call my fortune pick whenever it's eventually like maxed out, but I got Milk the silk touch pick. 2 strips of wood, upside down stair, this black terracotta, and another stair. Then it's going to be 2 more strips of wood here. I also want to dig out this layer, so I got to do it jumping. I'm realizing it's going to be really difficult to place from down here, so I think I'm just going to wait on that till I pillar myself up. Oh, come on now. This tunnel is going to be so difficult to build. I have to jump for everything. So that's like basic as basic can be, and that's going to stretch the length of the tunnel. But within this wall design, I'm going to be like breaking some parts of it out to change to like a little bit more detailed parts. Just gonna lay down some scaffolding real quick using the sandstone. Now that we got this in place, that should make building a little bit more easier on me. And I have a staircase at this end, that way I can climb up and down without having to place and break blocks. So I have a stack of spruce wood on me. Nope. 5 stacks of spruce wood on me right now. I'm gonna put the other stacks away. I probably shouldn't put them in this chest though. I only want to have this 1 stack on me because I'm kind of gonna use that as like a measuring device. 1 stack. So I'm pretty sure this tunnel is pretty close to a stack of blocks long. I'm not sure exactly, but it's somewhere close to there. So I want to dig out this whole row of stone right here, and then I'm going to replace it with spruce wood, and I want to see exactly how long it is. And if I put down a stack and just a stack and nothing more than a stack, that'll give me a good indication of how like exactly how long it is. Now it's time to start placing in the spruce wood, and it's still going to be a little bit more difficult than I'd like, just because I have to make sure they're all facing the right way, and there's still kind of a gap, and I got a shift walk on it. So yeah, let's see how far this stack of wood gets us. Okay, we've reached the end. We have 5 of them left. So I'm just gonna keep on placing them. So this is as far as it brings us out. It's gonna be right here on this side, which I still think, like, the mountain on this side comes out so much further than it does on that side. Oh, it's nighttime and it's raining. Be right back. From the bottom, a whole stack of blocks brings me to right here. Let's place a line of torches. That's where a whole stack of blocks brings me, but then I have to consider there's gonna be 3 more blocks of space from like where the entranceway itself is. But then I'm gonna have to dig this part so far back, and I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, everything that I'm gonna have to take stuff away from here and build stuff up on this side. I just need to have like a good balance between the two. But going back like all the way this far just seems a bit too much. But at the same time, like I have all this space to fill in over here. So I mean, basically what I'm gonna be doing is moving all the blocks from there over to that side. It doesn't totally sound fun. I don't know, but that's a stack of blocks. We're just gonna work with that for now and see what happens. So the roof of this tunnel is also going to feature a lot of spruce wood. The ceiling is gonna be this. Spruce wood, and more spruce wood, and more spruce wood, and it's gonna be nothing but spruce wood. Yeah, so clearly I had to farm up a lot of this. So since we know that this is about a stack of blocks long, that means it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of spruce wood just for the roof, and then 6 stacks, 7 stacks for this side. So 7 stacks of spruce wood at the very least. So yeah, good thing I farmed up a whole lot of this stuff, and we're gonna have to place all of these. So it would be pretty boring to have the roof just like this all the way along, but as I said before, right now I'm just building like the most basic version of this tunnel that I can. That way, afterwards, I can work out where all the little detailed bits are gonna be, because there's gonna be parts in the roof where the spruce wood is going to, I guess, break up a little bit and have something else in it. The ceiling is going to include some lighting. So I want this tunnel to be fairly dark. Like, it's gonna have light from these end rods at the beginning and end, but other than that, the only other light is gonna be coming from on the roof. All right, so that's how the roof is gonna look. There's a strip of spruce there, and that's how, I guess, the main part of the wall is gonna look. There's also other parts of the wall where we're gonna need this black terracotta and these stairs, and I guess full blocks. So this row right here is just gonna be regular old dark oak planks. That's all it's gonna be. So that's pretty easy. That's like the easiest row we have. This row, however, we're gonna dig it out. And as you can see, we dug out, you know, back there as well. We did that earlier before placing those in, then realized that we're too short to reach. So here's what's gonna go down here, and I'm gonna need slabs too. Forgot about that part. So it's gonna be a stair, a sideways stair, and then a slab, and then another stair, and then a block. But I had to place the block first so that I could, oh, come on now. Don't do this to me, game. Don't make this more difficult than it has to be. There we go. So it's gonna be a pattern of a stair, a slab, a stair, a block, a stair, a slab, a stair, and a block. And then the areas back here that I dug out, that's gonna be filled with the black terracotta so that it matches that strip that's right there. But this is just kinda, I guess, subtle. So I guess we don't have to dig out like the whole row back there, only, you know, the parts that are gonna be visible through the stair. So back behind this block, we won't have to dig out anything, but then the next 3 we will. So basically, dig out 3 blocks and then skip 1, and then dig out 3 blocks and then skip 1. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's basically the tunnel. That's what the tunnel's gonna look like, at least the most basic version of it. Just gonna pick up all these blocks on the ground so I don't get a ticket for littering. We got the roof, we got that row of dark oak planks, we got more spruce, then we got a bunch of stairs with terracotta behind it, then we got this wall pattern, and that's the most basic version of this tunnel, and it's gonna extend all the way to the end. And it's gonna be a pain to build, let me tell ya. Let's just take a second to admire this from afar. I really love it. It's like exactly how I wanted it to look, you know, nice and dark. You get to see the fog coming through it, which is kind of cool. Let's take a look at this up close now. Okay, so we walk inside, it's nice and dark and beautiful. And I have the torches arranged in a certain way because I was counting. As you can see, each of these torches line up with where the where like the chiseled part goes up into a slab, if that makes sense. I didn't know how else to explain it. But it's kind of dark in here, so let's stand outside while we talk. Right now, the floor, I made it completely stone, just so it's all matchy-matchy, but it's not gonna stay as stone. In my creative world, I have the floor as nothing but carpets, and the reason for that is just to prevent mobs from spawning in here. I don't know if I really want the floor to be carpet. I mean, I'm sure there's better options for the floor, but I really don't want anything to spawn, and I really don't want to use slabs. So, I don't know, I might try to find some other kind of alternative, like, I don't know, maybe a cool like glass pattern with something else like underneath the glass. That could be cool. I don't know. Oh, actually, a big giant idea just popped into my brain, but I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. So right now I'm gonna leave the floor alone. That's not what I'm here for. Right now we're going to be working on some decorative parts in the wall. I just want to show you that I did end up making, I made it like a couple of blocks longer, not too much longer, just like enough to where the pattern ended like with a stair block there and a slab next to it, just so it's even with this side down there, which you can't like really see from here, but yeah, you know what I mean, maybe. And I even made this design thing match the other side. So yeah, now we have that. This is what it looks like from this side. I carved this hill back just slightly, just to kind of, I don't know, go on into there. I'm gonna have to do some terraforming on this. I'm not sure exactly how I want it to look, but I need to make it fit in. So to decorate this wall, I did some counting, some measuring, and made sure this will fit like perfectly even. Every 3 of these little inlets on this layer here, there's gonna be something built into the wall. The wall's gonna change slightly right there, so it's gonna be one there, and then nothing, and then another one right there, and so on until the end. So let's start working on what this thing's gonna look like. So we're gonna need to break out some of this wood here, and this, and that. We'll carve a little something like that into the wall, and then we'll have a stair there, and another stair back there. We'll do the same up here on the top, break out that one, put in another stair. We're gonna need to break out all of this as well, and even these blocks, because those are gonna get replaced with something else. This column right here can actually stay as stone, I'm pretty sure. Nothing's gonna change there. This is where we're gonna throw in some dark prismarine, so there's a little splash of color in this hallway. Yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. So where the stone is, we're gonna do something similar to how we have it up here, and we're gonna put iron bars in front of it. Then the next step is to get some nether brick fence and put it from this dark oak at the bottom to the top. So it's like a little pillar. So yeah, we're gonna have little inlets like that, every 3 of these little chiseled out bits. You know, it's just kind of like a subtle effect. You don't really see it until you're up close, but like, I don't know, from the side you can kind of see that there's something broken off there. So yeah, I like how that looks. It's probably kind of dark. Let me put some lighting around it just so that you guys can see it better. Because this tunnel is very dark, which is, I really wanted it to be dark. That's the whole kind of point of this tunnel. I wanted it to be dark, and I feel like I got that point across pretty well, because it is dark in here. And it's nighttime, so that makes it even better. So yeah, that's the first one. I'll make the rest of them off camera, because once you've seen one, you've seen them all. The next thing we're gonna do to spice up this tunnel, everywhere that there's one of these, there's also going to be something in the ceiling. So I pillared up all the way to the ceiling so that we can break things out. Dig out another block in the ceiling. That's where some redstone is gonna go. And then some lamps underneath that. So we will have a little bit of lighting in this tunnel, but it's gonna come from the ceiling, so the floor is still gonna be pretty dark, which is why I need carpets. And outside of these lamps, we're also gonna take out this spruce wood, but we're gonna be putting the spruce wood back. But we're gonna be doing it differently. We're gonna turn the logs sideways for this. So it's really like a subtle detail, like the color is still there, but I guess the design is a little bit different. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. So yeah, everywhere that there is one of these, I'm also gonna have one of those in the ceiling. See, I really like the sideways logs coming through here. Like, it doesn't change it up too much, but it just kind of makes the lamps pop a little bit better. So I really like that. Since these are gonna be scattered, like every 3 of these inlets, what if we like split the difference, and instead of having it like in line with it, what if we like offset it? So instead it would be like centered right here, so it would be in between the 2 of those. That's got me thinking, because there's gonna be 5 of these, and if we put it like in between each one, there could be 4 of these. I mean, it'll leave like a whole section from there to here without any ceiling lighting, unless we put one in here as well. But I don't want to put one right there. I mean, we have lighting from these end rods here, and those aren't really like there for lighting per se. I mean, they are to light up the ceiling, but I mean, as far as lighting is concerned, like, it's not gonna hit the ground at all. Like, as you can see where we took out the torch here, it's already kind of shadowy. So I don't know, I think I'm going to put all these into the walls and then see how I feel about these in the ceiling. I might test out moving them around and see how I feel. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take a cut here. I'm gonna finish building these and maybe figure out the ceiling, and then I'll be back. I finished the wall decor and I put in all these ceiling lights. As you can see, like I talked about earlier, I did end up moving these into the middle of 2 of these little indents. And I think they look better there rather than being in line with them. Just gives you a little more something to look at. And you know, there's only 4 lights in the ceiling, but I think that's really good. You know, at nighttime, it really, it's pretty dark in here, and it'll be even more dark if I take out all these torches, which actually I could take these out real quick and you will see just how dark this place actually is. Yeah, that's pretty dark. This is pretty dark. I kind of like it. I really like it, actually. So if I if I keep it being this dark, there's definitely going to be mobs spawning in there. Like, if I take a walk back this way, there's probably going to be some mobs that start spawning in there, because that has happened already. And I walked away for a second with all the lights out, and I came back to a bunch of mobs. That's why this floor... Oh, yep, there's a zombie that just spawned in. So yeah, this is basically a spawn room right now. So we're definitely going to have to do something with the floor to make it spawn proof. I really don't want to do carpet, so I was working on something in my creative world to try to figure out what to do with this floor, and I think I have a decent idea in mind. It's gonna take a lot more black terracotta, which I do not have a lot of. So I'll have to head up to a mesa, get some more clay. Actually, I have a whole bunch of clay. I think what I need is ink sacks. That's probably my limited resource. Over on this side, I peeled back this mountain a little bit, and I did try to make like a false wall up here. But as I'm building it, I really don't like it. So it made me change my mind about what I want to do back here. So I don't know if I'm going to do the tunnel floor in the next episode, or if I'm going to be working on this side of the tunnel. But in thinking about it, I don't want these torches on both sides. I think it's good having it on the town side of things. It really like introduces my base. But over here on my base side, I think it's just gonna, I don't know. I think it would look weird having it on both sides. I mean, I think it would look good having it on both sides, but I don't want it on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do something different on this side. So that's why that's another reason why I decided not to do like terraforming this mountain. I want to change it into something else. I'm gonna make kind of like a retaining wall, like it's holding back the mountain. Like, since I had to carve off so much over here anyway, and I'm gonna have to fill in some over here, I think it would look good having a wall there. So I was working on some stuff in a creative world, so I have like some ideas in mind. The only thing that's really going to be a big deal when making this wall is that these 3 blocks here have to stay a stone, as well as this one right here that you can barely see the corner of. So those ones have to stay as stone, so that's why stone is going to be needed to be used in this wall design. But we're not going to be doing that now. We'll work on that sometime in the future, but that's where I'm going to end things off for today. I really hope you guys liked the episode. If you did, please leave a like and leave the friend zone, join the fam. Want to know how? Subscribe to my channel and make sure to have a good night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. Have a great one, and I will catch you next time.